What a beautiful and special day we have. We always say that every minute, every moment on the banks of Mother Ganga is a blessing. But to be here for International Day of Yoga and to be together, people from all over the world. As I look out, every corner of the earth, every culture, every race, every religion, coming together here on this longest day of the year, the day of the most light, coming together in oneness and in union of yoga. What a beautiful, beautiful blessing. And that's the meaning of yoga. Yoga means union. It's not, as we always semi-joke, semi-seriously explain, it's not a union of just my nose to my knees. It's not a union of just my fingers to my toes, Kiyan Tadasan or Uttanasan. Finally, I was able to touch fingers to toes, or in Shirshasana, my head to the ground. It's not that union. It's the union of ourselves to the divine. By any name, any form, it doesn't matter what religion we come from, it doesn't matter what culture we come from, but yoga is that union of the self to the divine. And as we are here on this sacred day, and as we are here in this sacred place, this land in which for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, the sages and the saints have been drawn by the sacred energy, by the sacred waters of Mother Ganga. As we are here in this land, let yourself experience that union. We've just spent a beautiful hour guided and led by our respected Sadhvi Abaji, Mataji, in the asanas, the pranayam, a bit even of this divine meditation, the dhyan. But allow yourselves as you sit here, as the sun is rising over the Himalayas, as you sit on the banks of Mother Ganga, allow yourself to experience that union. As you inhale, realize that you're inhaling the breath, the energy of this sacred land, the breath and the energy of the sages and the saints and the rishis, the breath, the energy of awakening and enlightenment. Let yourself really take that in. And as you take it in, on this day of light, the reason that International Yoga Day takes place out of all 365 days a year, why on June 21st? Why on the summer solstice? Because it is the day of light. It's the day in which we have the most sunlight of any day in the year. And yoga is that which brings the light to our life in this beautiful mantra that respected Mataji chanted when we pray, "Oh God, lead us from darkness to light." Well, it's not a darkness of the self. Indian tradition, the Indian spiritual tradition, the Vedic tradition, the yogic tradition emphasizes, reminds us the self, the soul is pure, divine, whole, complete, perfect light, nothing but light. So it's not a darkness of the self. What is that darkness that on this day of yoga, on this day of light, we need to have dispelled? It's the darkness of our ignorance. It's the darkness of ignorance that says you are your body. You are your history. You are your career. You are your relationships. It's that darkness that shrouds everyone who looks in a mirror and says, oh no, I'm ugly, I'm fat, I'm too skinny, I'm too dark, I'm too pale, I'm too old. It's the darkness that shrouds everyone who says, I'm not rich enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not successful enough, I'm not good enough. It's the darkness that shrouds everyone that says, I am my history, I am what has happened to me, I am my emotions, I am anger, I am frustration. No. You are light. You are divinity. You are wholeness. And yoga is the practice that removes that darkness so we can live in our light. That is the mantra. It's not turn me from darkness into lightness. It's remove the darkness of my ignorance so I can see and live as the light that I am. And that is what the practice of yoga gives us. It's not just about health in the body. That's wonderful. Hindi mein hum kehte hain, sharir ek mandir hai. The body is a temple. The body is our means, our way of experiencing our own awakening. The body is that which sits in meditation, which chants our mantras. We need our bodies. So we keep them healthy and strong and limber. And we remember we're not the body. We're spirit, we're soul. We're love, we're truth, we're consciousness. And yoga is the practice that gets us in touch with that. Beginning with how we move through the world. The 8 limbs of Patanjali, we don't have time to go into them here, but it's important just to mention. The 8 limbs of Patanjali begin with how we move through the world. What does it look like? For light, for union, for yoga, to move through the world. Who are those beings? How do they act? How do they live? How do they interact with the world? So we begin with yam and niyam, and only then do we move into asana, our physical exercises, into pranayama, into pratyahar, into dharan, into dhyan, meditation, and ultimately into samadhi, which is that state of ecstasy of union. It's not ecstasy from a pill or a drink or a good party. It's ecstasy, that bliss of the truth of the self, that bliss of the oneness of the self. And so that's what we take off the mat. How we interact with the world, with ourself, and how we move to that final experience of meditative ecstasy. And so lastly, as we are here, we take a sankalp. We commit ourselves. This is an incredible experience, an incredible opportunity, but also something is required of us. Who are we that stand up and walk off this mat? How does yoga impact us And so as we are here, we commit ourselves to live by the yamas and the niyamas, to live in nonviolence and truth, to live in integrity, to live as light, to live with an awareness of our connection with the world. In Sanskrit, in our mantras, it is said, Vasudev Kutumbakam, the world is a family. And as yogis, it is our responsibility to live as that one world family, across all borders and boundaries of race and religion and color and creed and species. We're not only one with all of our human sisters and brothers, we are one with all of the animals, all of nature, one with the trees, the rivers, the mountains. How we live in that oneness with non-violence, non-stealing, non-hoarding. How we live in the world, committed to protection and preservation of this sacred natural world. So I will ask you all to join me in raising our hands together. Sabhi mera saath haath khade kare. Jitna unchai, as high as you can. Reach your hands up to touch the sky, to connect with that divine creation of which we are part. And we commit ourselves to living in union. My body, my mind, my spirit, and with all of our self, in all of the forms of our human family, our animal family, our natural family, this entire Mother Earth, Mother Nature. Let us live in yoga with all of the divine creation, and let us live as light, spreading light, sharing light, being light for all of those in our lives. Let us take the blessings and the message of Mother Ganga into our cities and our countries and our corners of the world, wherever we go. And let us remember, we are yoga. Not just we do yoga. We are yoga. Together, united as light, flowing as the waters of Mother Ganga, tall as the sacred Himalayas. We are yoga. We are light. Thank you.